welcome everyone. We are the Rachett Tower Show. Today we have our special guest with us, Mr. Nathaniel with South Carolina Hip Hop 100,
Hello.
and our regular co-host, PD the CEO. Can you tell us about your station?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Nate. I'm the creator of SC Hip Hop 100. I started SC Hip Hop 100 March 18th on my birthday.
Okay.
And I first published a top 30 chart based on my opinion. And I decided to get a radio station by A-Time Pro on August 1st of that same year. And started in that radio station. And then I was using that radio station, I created a airplay chart based off that and we call it people to call in to a request line as well as use my old cell phone. So I had a request line, so I used all that to create a chart based off that data and it spread it on Facebook and the spread like wildfire.
What made you start the station again?
I was promoting a local artist by Solo. His name was Solo, the artist. We met at Boeing. We was working with a contractor there, and he had needed help with his music. Somehow he was frustrated. His music wasn't going anywhere with it. Of course, I didn't know anything about independent artists and stuff like that. It's pretty much. Just know about mainstream artists. I didn't have any idea about independent artists at the time. So I told him, I don't have experience, but I see what I can do. He gave me some book that his mentor gave him. I read it, did some research online, and I just followed the book, and here it is.
Where is he now?
Career-wise. Well, he's pretty much kind of laid back with his music right now. Still frustrated, but as his so-called manager at the time, of course I wasn't getting paid. I was just helping him, consulting him and things like that financially, going to the studios with him, and just helping out. Paying half of studio time, and we had some shows. Help him out with that, and. He's home. He's
beating up the table.
He is. He's working.
So would you consider that success for your first start?
Me personally, since I was new to this independent thing, people were screaming his music. I got him onto Hip Hop Factory on Z93. That wasn't very popular at the time because a lot of artists didn't know about it. It was like 2015, so it wasn't that popular. I got him on Z93 and got his music out on Amazon and iTunes, Spotify, things of that nature, which wasn't really that common for independent artists to have their music out there because a lot of his friends and coworkers like, wow, you made it,
What do you mean, Charleston?
Yeah, yeah. So because at the time. Well, I didn't know much about the independent artists, like the names or whatnot.
Right.
But there's one of them, which I can't remember the name. He was on there, but other than that, that was the only artist that from the radio station and looking other artists up.
That you knew of?
Yeah.
Whereas
I think it was
majority of us is already on the services.
Yeah, now.
No, before.
Like 2015?
Yeah, we was on, like, Ratchett's projects was on there long before then.
Okay.
Harmony as well, G Steel as well.
Okay, because those names weren't out there. I just know Yada. He was out there. I saw his name out there.
Okay, so you got him on the weekly show on Z93.
Yeah, Hip Factory.
You got him on the streaming services.
Yep.
And
that was pretty much it. We was like looking for places to have him out there performing.
But that was your first person, so that expectation was very low. So anything you might have done, like you got him in the studio, got him,
and people was buying his CD, streaming his music as well.
What made it stop?
he had family issues. He got remarried, things of that nature.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, fine.
And you started doing the radio station. Well, you started with the playlist.
Mm.
How did you pick the artists that you picked on your own personal list? You just wrote out a list like
I was listening to
else?
actually I was listening to iCheck Radio. I had no School to Seas at the time, not personally, but we had met.
So this is recent.
No,
the
it was
iCheck Radio didn't start for I think
2018.
Like
they were celebrating
2 or 3 years old.
Yeah, they were celebrating their 1 year anniversary at the time.
So this is fairly new when you.
But I met School to Seas prior to that. Because we had a meeting at Panera, and he is, I guess, cousin. We was talking about joining forces or whatever.
Right.
And of course, he turned me down. But we went to his house. Not his house now, but on Johns Island. He was living on Johns Island at the time, and he was helping out with the. He was editing solo artist music, and. So we was talking and, sharing some ideas or whatnot because we didn't know anything but what Z93 Hit Factory. And so, we didn't have a place to really promote our music. So he got remarried. I went back to doing what I was doing, looking for,
This is how you created your personal list?
How I created my personal list is by iCheck Radio. I was listening to iCheck Radio because I found the link on School Cease, our Facebook page. And so I was listening to iCheck Radio, writing down the names of the artists that I like, really, wow, this is nice. Because all I know was on iCheck Radio. Right. I mean, Z93 Hit Factory. So I was like, wow, these people in Spartanburg and Columbia, things of that nature. I was like, wow. And so I can't find them on Facebook, and I asked Pole Slim and Archibald. I forgot his other name, Archibald or something. I asked them, can I promote you? Of course, they said no, they didn't know me. So I was like, thinking about it, like, it would be more expensive to promote these guys individually anyway. So I just put down a list of the songs I like on iCheck Radio and just ranked it based on my preference.
How did you start your station? What was the motivation? Why did you start it?
Well, I started the station to get more exposure, to network, to get artists heard.
Okay.
It's pretty
simple. So ultimately, well, you say it's pretty simple, but it's not always.
No, I'm just saying that's
like
my
terrestrial radio exists to make money. It doesn't exist to promote people. So it's not always that simple.
I don't really utilize it that way.
Okay.
I'm not to that stage yet.
But Nobody Grinds, how I started Nobody Grinds was to promote artists and to combat the station that was only playing artists on that one show a week. Because when I came up as an artist, we had the top 9 at 9.
Yeah.
And they had the top 9 where they had a battle between local artists, which was the biggest platform on the radio. And it allowed you to, the winner went on to the next week. We ended up winning a couple weeks, and that was dope. And they got rid of that, and then they only did Sunday, 1 hour out of Sunday. And that's what's known now as the Hit Factory. You know what I'm saying? So when I started Nobody Grinds Radio, as you know, of being one of my artists, we always ran into issues. Either it was one graphic artist, one radio station, one videographer, you know what I'm saying? And those people had their people picked and worked how they wanted to work. So we created something where everyone can be involved because we was already doing the DVD and already shooting videos and interviewing all the artists in the city. So that's why we started Nobody Grinds. So with that being said, what's been your experience running an online station?
It's interesting. A lot of the artists that I get some of them they not even ready for the radio. To be honest, like your music ain't sounding right, or you might not be registered or ASCAP or BMI. Um, a lot of people don't be having their music copywritten. They have the tags and the beats. They don't have their own beats. So I encounter stuff like that. Or if I say I need an MP3, they just totally ignore that and send a SoundCloud link or whatever they want to send. Like I can't put that on the station. So
Okay, I get that. And with, I'm pretty sure that's a shared experience, or do you not have that experience?
No, I get the links too, but I just email them back like, yo, I need your MP3 to put your music on the station. Uh, but my experience has been awesome since 2018. It has been great having all artists from all over the state, country, world send me their music. You know, it's been an awesome experience.
So you're not South Carolina. You're
Well, when I started, I was just thinking small South Carolina. That's where I'm from. So I just thought of the name SC Hip Hop 100. Well, actually, it was SC Hip Hop 30 based off the chart. But I just thought since I got the radio station, more music's coming in.
nothing wrong with growth, but
Yeah.
you're not. You play more than South Carolina music.
Well, yeah. But the majority of the people who's on my station is South Carolina artists.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what this question is for everybody. What do you do in support of the artist other than just playing the music?
Promote it because pretty much promote the radio station itself. Put money behind it, make flyers, pass it out in the streets. Make use Facebook promo tools. A lot of things. Just promote the radio station to get listeners because that's pretty much my main thing is to expose the artists.
What do you do to help expose artists past just playing the music?
I do artist interviews. I do the Worldwide Media Source concert. I promote daily. I mean,
So in a sense, you're invested in the community as well as having artists on your platform,
yeah,
which brings more eyes locally to your platform. That makes sense. As far as getting played on your station, how much does it cost?
$0. All you have to do is submit your MP3 track to Crystal LaShawn at worldwidemediasourcegroup.com.
You the same?
Yeah, just send me your music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a three different free platforms for everybody to get airplay. So numbers, is that a focus on your site?
No, I mean, it's not for me.
What you mean? Break that down.
I mean, it's not. I don't look at the numbers and be like, oh my God, ain't nobody listening today, or oh my God, look how many people listen today. I just focus more so on the marketing and promo side of everything.
Because the focus is on helping the artists, right?
Definitely numbers for me. I'm putting money in this, so I gotta look at the numbers and see if it's benefiting. And definitely, if no one's listening, you're not helping the artists. And I'm looking at how many times how long they're listening to the radio station, who is listening to the radio station, all that stuff.
Yeah, I can see all of that, but I mean, that's not my focus.
Right.
Because I feel like if I focus on the other things, the numbers are going to automatically come.
Right. If you focus on building the station up, like
Right.
for example, with Nobody Grinds, like we on our like 5th, 6th year. So originally, it was hard to get artists to send music in, and it was hard to get artists to take it seriously, which is why we had to move away from just being state-based and be independent-based, because independent artists who really are artists, who really investing in what they're trying to do, they gladly send in their music, they gladly send in their videos, gladly send in their content, opposed to having to fight them to get them to do something that's beneficial to themselves. So when you say the focus is on numbers, why?
Well, again, I'm spending money, my own money, into this. I want to know if it's beneficial. And I like to know who's listening, when they're listening. You know, I think that's important.
So how much money do you spend per play per song for a particular artist to be heard? Because it's about the artist being
Well,
heard.
no, actually, it's the radio station. I'm paying the subscription for the radio station.
Mhm.
I'm making flyers on my own, or using investorprint.com, buying our QR codes and stuff like that to just market the station promotional wise. I would say for the radio station subscription, I would say at least about $60.
Well, we don't
I'm
need
not-
to know
oh,
particulars
okay.
in that sense. My
But-
point is, like, because we've talked before, like,
Mhm.
and your point was I was trying to help artists. So with helping artists, you would generally like pay attention to the best way to help an artist be promoted and their music be promoted. So promoting the station, definitely.
Mhm.
That's a big plus. You want to promote the station because you want to make sure you're bringing the maximum amount of listeners to the station to actually hear the artist. But if the focus is numbers, then that means if they count people looking at you on Twitter, if they count people looking at you on Facebook when you make a post, if they count people looking at you on Google as a play, even though you never heard the song, you're really not helping the artist, but you're padding the stats in a sense. Because the show's numbers, it says, I have great numbers, but in reality, nobody heard it.
No. I'm talking about the radio station itself.
Right.
I'm looking at the stats for the radio station itself, like how many people are actually listening to the radio station.
So your focus isn't the numbers then.
Well, for the charts, I like to know who's looking at the charts. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
important for the charts. But the chart is different from the radio station. The
Okay.
radio station, I mean, the chart is free. I can make it,
Right.
on Word or whatever. And there's a free website you can do the we call it the flyers and whatnot.
Right.
Print it out. But me promoting the radio station and paying for the subscription, the numbers are looking at the actual listeners.
Right.
The actual how many people, how long they're listening to the radio station. I'm looking at that. That's more important than anything else because that's spending money. The chart views are important because see if they serve a purpose. But yeah, that numbers are definitely important for everything, really.
Yeah, numbers are always important.
Mhm.
You know, like they have a term in business where they say, if your focus is making money, then your business will fail. You know what I'm saying? So in the sense of dealing in art, which is music, if you're there to support and promote and push music and push artists, then going off of your focus being numbers, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're like, for example, the reason why let's say Clear Channel might not be here anymore, and now it's the iHeart Mafia, is because of the focus on numbers and not the focus on community. Whereas if you look at radio now, don't you hear a lot more local artists getting played? They even was playing you at one point in time.
Mhm.
Why are they doing that? Why did they start playing local artists? Do you know?
No, I don't even listen to mainstream radio.
The reason why they started playing local artists more and started putting more support behind the Hit Factory is because a lot of their radio stations was on the chopping block.
Right.
So it's to engage the community so the community can engage the radio station
Mhm.
so that they can get more numbers so that they can stay alive.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if it's based on numbers, then when those numbers go down, then it's like, oh man, these numbers going down. Let me go engage the community so that we can get these numbers
But
back
Instead
up.
of just
When
being
the numbers-
consistent.
Whereas if you actually support the artist, you would say, this artist has been number one on my station for 3 weeks. Let me talk to them. Let me do an interview with them because obviously my listeners like this music. Let me get them more information. Let me build with them more. Let me, actually invest in somebody who's carrying my platform because their music is carrying my
But
platform.
however, the community is the number, is it not?
No, because probably more than likely, majority of people in this room who have platforms know that South Carolina doesn't support that way. You probably get way bigger numbers in a whole lot of other places. And even with you, like you post your numbers, so you get bigger numbers other places.
But that's all together. However, I can break down the cities.
Right. So if you
And
break down the cities and the state and the country, you would see that you get way more numbers in places where you don't have the most artists on your platform.
however, Charleston is always like in the top 10. I think altogether in 2019, I had like what 3,400 people listening in the Charleston area.
Okay. 3,400 people.
Mm-hmm.
What's your biggest market?
Los Angeles.
Okay. And what's that number? Do you know offhand? Just an estimate.
So
let's say that number would be for Charleston to be in the top 10 and for that number to be the number one. Let's say that number is 50,000 and Charleston is 3,400.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Los Angeles is way bigger than Charleston.
But when you say the people,
mm-hmm.
because your focus is the numbers, you would be focused on the most numbers that are listening.
But regardless, it's not focused on a local platform.
Mm-hmm.
It's a global platform. And you don't want your artists to have listeners here in Charleston.
Right.
Yeah, listeners in other countries, majority is other countries.
Well, it's still in United States.
Right.
Well, you want your listeners to broaden their horizon. That's
of course
why it's better to have it on their radio station.
But we're just having a discussion on numbers,
mm-hmm.
right? But
numbers still are represent the community.
Yeah, well. Definitely. Like we big.
Who are the numbers that y'all?
When nobody grinds, we big on our numbers and we big on knowing what our stats are. That's for the focus of making money. But our mission statement is more so on promoting and pushing the artists and the music and the art.
But how can you push something if you don't know the numbers? It's like you're like saying we have a radio
station. You're totally
station.
disregarding something that's being said.
But you're saying that
what I said was
rather have a radio
we're
station.
We're big on numbers.
Numbers.
What I said was we're big on numbers for the purpose of monetarily understanding what we're doing.
But take out the monetary.
And being able to sell to people.
As long as you have a platform,
mm-hmm.
and as long as you have a listener audience,
right?
I think that's important. So the numbers do count.
Of course, numbers count.
And it's more important.
But we're talking about the difference between a focus and a mission statement.
Well,
if your focus is on making sure your numbers are right, then we can pad any numbers. That's like a person buying views on a video.
Mm-hmm.
They can show that they got 10,000 views, but realistically, was it bots? Was it just ad play? Did they watch for 2 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Did they watch for 30 seconds? Those things are important.
And
but the main number that people who are looking for numbers are looking for, they just want to be able to throw up a stat and say, hey, I have 10,000 views.
Understandable. But the fact is, when you have a radio station, I'm sure your radio station break your stats down.
Are those important? Yeah, okay. I already said that.
Okay, so
I think you're missing the part where I say stats are important. We're talking about the mission, the reason why you do it. Because we all sat down and said we do it for the focus of promoting the music and helping in the landscape with the artists. Whereas you said, the numbers are big to you and your focus is the numbers.
Yeah, if you're not investing in it monetarily, then it doesn't have a purpose.
So having that understanding, what would you say is your selling point to an artist?
My numbers. I have listeners.
What would you say is your selling point to an artist? If an artist said, why would I put my music on your platform? Which is a dumb question, but if
my selling point is to get exposure.
Okay. So in other words,
let the people hear you.
Okay.
And see you.
Okay. But you see what I'm saying, right?
The
focus of any station
mm-hmm.
is to have listeners listening to what you're playing.
Okay, that's the whole purpose.
But that's not the purpose of why you created it. You created it because you wanted people to hear those artists.
Yeah, so those people are represent numbers.
Right. and you get numbers, why do you get the numbers?
By promoting.
No,
those.
why do you get the numbers?
Well, actually, because I guess they like the music they're listening to.
Okay, so that's my point. So when you say your focus in that aspect, would your focus be on the music and on pushing it, because that's what the station is based on?
Well,
like if you take all the music off of your station, what would be playing?
Nothing.
So if you pay Google and you pay Facebook and you pay Twitter and you pay any other company that helps with analytics, you'll still get numbers.
No, why you're mentioning Google?
Well, the reason why I'm saying it is because we like this, and just for people out there who might not understand, this conversation is about internet radio stations. So when you said totally different answer from us, I wanted to know why, and that's why I'm doing a deep dive. So with the focus being on numbers more so than pushing the artists and pushing the music, you can get numbers without the music and without the artists. You see what I'm saying?
No.
So, okay, your station.
Mm-hmm.
If you just paid for promotion, you'd have plenty of numbers. Whether you played one artist all day, this is all Rachett Radio all day.
No,
we only playing Rachett Princess. You would get, if you paid Google, AdWords, if you paid Twitter, if you paid Facebook, they would all promote that one site, and you would be playing all Rachett all day. All Rachett Princess all day. And you would get the same numbers from that promotion as if you were playing 50, 60, 100 different artists.
No, I disagree. Because in my promo package, I do allow artists, well, I put artists on for 24 hours a day, maybe a whole weekend. And my numbers do drop because I usually have at least 300, 400 listeners per day. With one artist, it usually drops to like 50 to 100.
So why would you do that if your focus is numbers?
Well, focus on the artists, trying to promote the artists.
But you said your promotion package, so they pay for that.
Yeah.
So in other words, your station can be bought for 24 hours, regardless of the numbers, as long as we talking money.
Well, I don't like the way you word it, but
word it differently.
Well, the fact is, my radio station is for promotional purpose only.
Right. I understand.
I don't want just to be playing everybody radio station. I mean, everybody music. Those who want to expose their music to my listening audience, I'll allow them to I'll allow them to have rotate their music, their album, for 24 hours.
How much would it cost for Nobody Grinds Radio to play on your station for a weekend?
That would go up to like maybe $100 to $300.
So you do charge for plays in a sense.
You can submit your music for free.
Right.
If you want more airplay, because I got over 700 songs in rotation, your user could get like one play.
So it's not a situation where It's not a situation where artists submit their music and they all have because of course if you pay for something, you can get more. So It's not a situation where if every artist who submits their music know that they will get airplay, and if they send in a request, they will get airplay. It's kind of in a sense like you may get airplay, and if you submit a request during a time where somebody already paid for it, it's not happening. In a sense, right? That's what's being said. And that's cool because they have certain shows
that's why
that's for requests.
Yeah, but
and they have certain areas that's why, not.
But in the promo package is give them like 150 plays for 30 days or 45 days.
Right. And see, we do the same thing. We charge for promotion, but that's an ad. You know what I'm saying? You're paying for ad space. You might have space where an ad actually shows when your song is playing, and you actually get airplay, or you might be a song of a week or something like that. That's a promotion more so than payola. Payola is when somebody says, here's $100 for you to play me. That's why it's illegal, because it's unfair business practices. Not knocking you. I'm just
No,
saying.
but it comes with other things.
So in other words, if I
that's
say
full play.
if I say I want to play Nobody Grinds radio,
And that's for commercial artists.
if I say, okay, if I'm a commercial artist and I say, hey, I want my whole album to play on the station on Saturday, you would say, okay, that costs this amount. And then your total database would be disregarded in a sense for that time frame that's paid for.
I'm pretty sure that would be fair. But however, what I'm doing is for local artists. Local artists, and my station's not
Well,
licensed.
not local because you play more than
It's
South
independent
Carolina
artists.
artists.
But it's still independent.
So it's independent. So an artist from California could say, hey, how much does it cost for me to buy a week? And then no other artist would be played for that week. In a sense, based on what you're saying.
Well, it's not a week play. You know?
I got you. So you limit the amount
it's
of
only
time?
for 24 hours.
I got you.
And
so,
I have 2 stations, so I can play on that.
And how
station.
often can they do a 24-hour time frame?
I usually do it like once a month. Ain't like it's like every week.
So it's only one artist per month?
Pretty much all depends on the promotions, sales stats.
So if 5 different artists came and wanted to do that package, you would say, well, we're going to have to do one a month?
Well, to keep up with my numbers, I'll probably spread it out. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's within 3 to 6 months promotion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool as far as the sense that
it's not all like
I can have my
week
own radio station with my own curated list if I pay.
And that's also...
Especially with you already having an audience.
And also, you know, artists can have their own radio station, play their music 24/7.
Of course. The platforms that we use,
mm-hmm.
an artist can easily go on that platform. The whole point is just like photography, what I do in videography. You could easily buy you a camera.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, do you want to dedicate the time and energy? Right. But what I'm saying is, it's dope if I want to have a curated list somewhere that already has numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I can just pay a quick fee and then boom, my whole label gets played for 24 hours. And you say once a month, but I think you kind of came up with that sitting there.
Well, that's why I have, no, it's written down. You know, my promo package has a duration. It depends. Everything has a timetable.
Right.
Even 50
Well, I
plays.
mean per customer. So it's like once a month per customer?
It's, I won't say once a month. Talking about 24 hours?
Yeah, like if I wanted
24 hours.
If I wanted Monday,
that's like
Rachett wanted Tuesday, we wouldn't be able to do that.
No, I got to maintain, a listening audience. Like I said, it would drop.
How would we break it down? Like if I wanted Monday, could she get Monday?
Well, actually, they don't decide. I decide what day I'm going to throw it. Most is on the weekend anyway.
Right, but they pay you for that 24-hour time frame.
No, they're for a promotional package. So it's not like 24 hours, here's $100. It comes along with something else that is included with the promotional package. So within 3 to 6 months or a year, I just okay, maybe like around holiday time, I would play someone for a whole day for Christmas.
So if my album came out in March and I paid you for a 24-hour package, you may spread it out over the course of a year opposed to executing my promotion package as soon as possible.
Well, I don't have a promotion package for a 24-hour.
Oh, I thought that's what we was just talking
no,
about.
I was
just saying if I wanted to buy.
I told you that
24 hours.
So these are included in the package with other things. I don't have one package for a 24-hour.
Okay, I thought you said we've done that before with artists where an artist would play
that included in the package
a certain amount of time and your numbers would drop.
Yeah, always. Like I said, I maintain it.
So what was that time frame we was discussing when you said that? I'm just trying to be clear.
My promotional package for someone to have a 24-hour day, that's including a $100 package with Twitter blasts and having their album cover or single cover on my top 30 charts with things like that. But they don't, I want to have my...
so they pay to get on your chart too?
No, just the album cover.
Oh.
You know.
But just the time frame. What's the time frame that you give on your promotion package?
If I have a whole year package, which is $500. I have a $300 package, which is like 6 months, I believe. That $100 is like 3 months.
So they don't play for like 24 hours. They
No.
play for a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
through the
like
course
once
of-
in a blue moon, I will just have the music play for 24 hours.
Oh, why would somebody pay you for once in a blue moon? I'm trying to understand.
Well,
honestly.
it's part of the package. It's not like
I got
a
you. So they
specific package.
really paying for
Other things.
Twitter promotion, Facebook promotion, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The album cover to be on the
Yeah.
list, and then as a bonus, we're
Yeah.
going to play your music.
Let's see how the audience respond to the music.
So how do artists feel about that as far as not actually getting dedicated airplay, but having to pay for every once in a while airplay?
What?
I'm only going by what you're saying, so I'm trying to
you
understand.
understand. They're already in the pool already.
Right.
Some of them
So they're
already.
going to get played.
Yeah, they're gonna get played.
But every once in a while, you
but
might
for
throw them in
a person that has an album or whatever, or other collection,
there. Right.
I'm gonna just play the music for 24 hours.
My album coming in and see, you throwing out the 24-hour term.
Yeah,
again.
because just to see how the audience respond to the music.
I think we got our time right
I
now.
think he mean when he's saying 24 hours. I think he's saying like, I play you not straight for 24 hours, but for that whole day, you might be every other song or every other couple of songs for 24 hours.
No. I've played. There's might be some scheduled songs in there,
Mm-hmm.
but like for holidays, I might just delete all the scheduled songs and just play one guy's song.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
now you
thought
got me
that's what he was
confused.
saying the whole time.
Yeah.
And then, you went back and said, well, no, I'm not playing them for 24 hours, so you threw me off. But I get what you're saying. So you got packages where you can just play artists, you know what I'm saying, for an extended period of time. You know what I'm saying?
I
to
don't.
help
They don't
promote
have
them.
to pay me to get played
But
on my
that's
station.
illegal.
Yeah, I
And
don't-
the
I
only
don't-
way
That's
it's
illegal.
not illegal
I don't
is
do
if
that.
You have to say it.
I don't do that
If
either.
If there's any payment transaction that goes with an artist being played on the station, for it not to be illegal, it has to be stated that this artist paid.
Yeah,
for
the way the radio business works is you can charge for ads, you can charge for promotion, but you cannot charge for airplay. And like you said, that's a part of a package. So
Yeah, part of
really,
the package.
really
with
they're just
duration.
playing for Twitter, and then if you
But the fact is, they don't know until I ask them, "Yo, I'm gonna play your song for 24 hours."
okay,
And they say, "Okay," and I do it.
so have you done it for artists that haven't paid for it?
No.
So
Okay.
when you're saying the 24-hour thing, you're talking about one song playing.
No.
24 hours. Oh,
No.
I was.
It's a
I-
catalog. It's a
I was
catalog.
trying to
Yeah,
figure it
it's a
out
catalog.
today.
It's a catalog of that artist playing. So let's say that artist got 10 songs. It'll be a rotation of 10 songs.
Yeah.
I could see the numbers going down in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know
But
what I'm
they're
saying?
still being exposed, and you can actually see how they respond to the song as well.
But it ain't a true.
I don't
'cause
do
they
none of that.
It's not a true. It can't be a true reflection if your numbers drop and the people who typically would be listening stop listening. Then
That's not
unless you
beneficial for the
promoted
radio
it,
station.
unless you promoted it for a week or two, saying on Saturday we're only playing PD. It's all PD
I have done that.
all day, and then on that day you only play me, and then that gives your listeners a true
Yeah,
representation
yeah.
to say, all right, I know I ain't
And
listening
I
to that
have,
shit
and
on
I have,
Saturday.
and I have done
that's
that.
true.
I
That's
have
Okay.
done that. If y'all
That's
see
true.
my Facebook page. I
Well,
have
people,
done
if you're looking for airplay, you have
that. SC Hip Hop 100.
Worldwide Media Source Radio.
nobodygrindsradio.com. So you have plenty of options. You also have iChuck Radio. You also have CCG Top 40. And you have Exquiz. So Exquisite, right?
Exquisite.
It's not Exquiz.
Exquisite.
I said Exquiz. That's the event center. Exquisite. So you have a whole lot of different platforms in the city that's designed to play your music, to help promote you. And it's our businesses. So we all focus on making sure that our business is represented and that we do have listeners and that we do have people that are going to be exposed to your music. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, this is the
Rachett Tower.
We appreciate your time.